Hello, good morning. So you join me on my local today. It's been a long time coming. I haven't fished since the 5th of November, around that time. So I've been planning to get out over the festive period, but I haven't been able to. So the last video I've done was the Q&A. Just trying to keep you busy a little bit for uploading videos. So yeah, it's now the 6th of January. It's my first visit out. I left at 6 o'clock this morning and I got here for about 20 past, so I'm on my local. It's just up the road from me on a bus, but it was pitch black. So I wanted to fish my swim, but there's two carp anglers fishing opposite where I normally would fish. Well, I say normally, I've only ever done one session, and I don't really want to sort of upset them and get in their way. I'm only piking, so I can always go up to the top lake if need be. Let me just check my rods. So yeah, I've got two rods out. I put them out just on first light, just as I can see them. And I'm all rigged up ready, sat down on a bench, got a lovely little bench. Like I say, I'm fishing the other side of the lake to I normally do. So I've got a lovely little setup here on the go. I've got a double trace, so I've got a twin treble trace with a bluey on one rod. So I haven't got those dreaded mackerel, well I have got one dreaded mackerel with me that I used on the first video, but I've got that as a backup. So I've got a bluey on one rod with the twin trebles, and on the other rod I've got a partridge double, so it's got like a small hook and a large big hook. I think it's a size 2 or a size 4, and I've got a smelt on that one. So I'm fishing two rods today just to edge my bets, because I thought it was going to be colder. I just wanted to give myself a chance to catch a fish. I'm only here for a fish, a bite at a time. I'm not here to try and catch great numbers, not at the moment. Still trying to figure the lake out, because like I say, this is only my third trip in like 15 years, and I've only ever made one other video than what I'm doing now. So like I say, I've got the rods out. Hopefully I can get a couple of fish for you for the camera. If not, hey ho. It's only, like I say, 10 minutes, 20 minutes up the road from me. It's really pretty here this morning actually. It's a little bit different from 2 months ago. I'm expecting a lot of the weeds to die down. It's a lot shallower up this end of the lake. It looks really lovely in the swim where I was first fishing 2 months ago. But it's so pretty with a lot of the vegetation starting to disappear and that. So it looks really, really sort of wintry now. I mean, it's still looking fairly autumn, summer, you know, towards the end of October, November time. The forecast is today is going to be loads of fog and loads of mist. Haven't seen any yet. Shouldn't rain today, and if it does, it won't be till tonight. I hope not anyway, because I don't have my umbrella with me. But I've just got a few bits of me today. I'm stayed ultra mobile. I ain't even got the tripod for the camera. I'm actually using a bank stick with a Gardner attachment that I bought years ago. But I have to be careful where I take it, because I've got to be able to stab it in the ground, and I'm lucky enough I'm not on the gravel at the moment. So anyway, if I've got any updates to give you, I've only been fishing for about 45 minutes now. But if I have any other updates to give you, then I'll update you as I go. I might even just give it a few hours in this swim and then move to another swim. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know as I go. So keep watching. Hello, so first fish of the session, just had it. 7 pounds 4 ounce, lovely little fish. 7 pound 4 ounce, bit thin. It's been caught a few times, got a bit of red sore. There you go, close up of him. So first one, really pleased with that. Only just done a blog, and this took a bluey. No, sorry, took the smelt on a single hook. So let's get this one back. It's just been out long enough. So no more fish to report at the moment. The time is, let's just check, 11:15. So I'm either going to pack up at 1 o'clock like I said, or pack up at 5 o'clock when it's dark, just to avoid the bus and the children and the parents and all that, trying to come home from school and stuff like that through Bromley, because Bromley can be an absolute nightmare around that time. My mum can tell you about that. When she comes home from work, it's an absolute nightmare for her. She either has to make it on that bus before they get out of school, or she's doomed basically and has to hang around up Bromley shopping or whatever, go for a coffee, whatever it is, just to wait till the school kids are gone. When I get onto the bus, it should be fairly empty, but there's no more fish to report. I've changed baits since, and I've been moving them about every 45 minutes. Me rods, I've actually fanned them out. I'm starting to move further and further and further out to swim. But as the light's changing as well, the light conditions changing all the time, it's actually giving me an insight into the lake. I'm fishing the shallow end, and I've got it all to myself at the moment. There's a carper down there, like I said, in the deeper water where I normally would have headed for. But I'm fishing really, really shallow, in shallow water. I thought I might have had a bite then. Either that or it's on the drift. It's on my mackerel tail. I've got one of those big mackerel tails that I spoke to you about. I've actually chopped it right down so it's really small. And I've got those on tandem trebles, on Jardine Snaplink style setup. So it's kind of a hit it quick sort of rig. The other one's got a smelt on it down by a tree. So I'll just show you. You probably can't see it from here, obviously not. But that's into that, just there is where I've got it, and the other one with a smelt is just out past that tree. So if I get any more bites or any more runs, because the batteries are literally dying on this now, I'm trying to keep the battery warm to make it last as long as possible, but mist is starting to fall down a little bit. But any more fish, I'll report back to you, but I ain't going to stay for too much longer. I don't think. I might pack up at 1 o'clock. Hello, so I've had another fish. There we go. Lovely, lovely pike. This one's £8.10. Don't know if I've got it in camera shot. There we go. £8.10. A lovely, lovely, stunning fish. The colours and markings on these pike from this particular lake is immense. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very, very pleased with this one. So I've had 2 fish today so far, and it's about 10 past 12 roughly, give or take. Absolutely lovely. Didn't fight very well, this one, not compared to the 7-pounder, but I'm very, very pleased to have 2 fish on the bank. Nothing really much more I can say about it, so I want to get a couple of steals and then get this little beauty back, because I think she deserves to go back. Like all fish, unharmed. But there you go. My biggest one on camera so far. And hopefully there's a PB out there for me, because I know they're there. Stunning. Let's get it back, shall we? Okay, so having that last fish about half an hour ago kind of sealed my fate. That I was going to decide, if I had that second fish, which I did have, that I'm going to go home. Call it a day, I've had a good day, and that I'm going to go home. It's about 20 to 1 at the moment, so I've had a nice day. I could stay till 5 when it's dark, but I've had a good day. I'm really tired, I didn't sleep last night, so I think it'd be really nice for me to just end on a good note, rather than sort of not have anything for the next couple of hours. Like I say, this is just a bit of fun, this session. I'm not taking it at all bit serious. It's nice just to get a couple of fish. The fact I didn't take it serious is probably been my best session so far in all my vlogs so far. But I haven't put no montages or anything like that together. It's just been straight up. This is what's happening. This is the fish I had. I didn't even show me catching it, releasing or anything. With this camera, it's just, it can be a bit difficult, especially in the colder conditions, but the battery's going to probably run out any minute now. So I'm going to fish probably till 1, half 1 at the latest. Start packing up slowly at 1, and just pull my rods in last, and if I have anything more, then I'll probably let you know when I get home, and just do a little bit of a conclusion. but let's just give you one last look at the lake, just in case I don't get another fish. There we go. We've got a lady on the other side flinging a log, but couple of floats out there. It's absolutely beautiful. The top lake's up there. I ain't got enough battery life to go up there and actually take a picture or film it even, so I'll probably go and do that at some point in the future. I want to do the whole of the swims on this lake just to kind of get used to the water, understand the water a little bit more. But the top lake, by all accounts, has got a lot more jacks in it, so at some point I'll go up to the top lake and show you about. But for now, till I get home and do a little follow-up conclusion, this is battery's running out now, but that's the lake. So hello, good morning. It's the day after my session up my local. I finished around 1:30 and I was meant to leave around that time to get home, but me being me, I walked up to the top lake, had a little look around the top lake, because I haven't seen it since I've been back to the local ponds, just to have a little look and maybe even sort of plan a future trip up on now, because I want to do a lot more trips up there. I need to work the waters out a little bit more, so it'd be lovely to fish the top lake as well as the bottom lake as well. So I was told there's a lot more jacks up the top lake. So anyway, I was walking around up there and then I thought, well, I'll walk to the next bus stop because it can't be too far away. Me being me, yeah, didn't really sort of plan it or think about it. The bus stop was miles away. It was ages away. It was at least an hour up walking through this trail, up Woodlands Trail, just to find the next bus stop. So I'd actually walked up the trail, got to the top, and then I had to double back on myself because of the way the roads were. There was no pathways, so it's a sort of double back on myself to get to the bus stop. Anyway, it was a nightmare, which obviously put time on me getting to the bus stop. I mean, I could have been 5 minutes. I could have been at my regular bus stop where I normally go to, but no, me being me, asked about face, done it the other way round. But yeah, which also by that time the kids started to come out of school, parents are getting on the bus, fighting for them for space on the bus. That's another story, but that was a complete nightmare. I stunk the bus out with smelling like fish, like pike. We was all crammed in like sardines. It was an absolute nightmare, but I certainly, hopefully, won't be making that problem again, and hopefully I can rejudge it a lot better next time. But anyway, so the session was quite a nice little session. I did plan to film, but I wasn't planning on doing montages and all that kind of thing. It was just go, have a bit of fun, see what I can catch. And as you saw, I actually fished the shallow end. I don't normally, well, I haven't fished the shallow end as yet. I've always fished my little spot, which is just around the corner of the lake. The lake's kind of like an L shape, and I usually fish around the corner in the deeper water, but there were a couple of carp anglers and I didn't want to disturb them like I mentioned before. So yeah, the first fish was a nice little fish, little 7-pounder. It had severe damage on the fins, which you probably saw. I didn't mention at the time. You can see I wanted to get the fish back quite quickly from the sequence. It was quite a short sequence. It fought like a demon actually for the size of it. I was using my 2 3/4 pound test curve rods with 15-pound main line, and I was fishing both baits above the weed, so it was hovering. It was only about 3 foot deep where I was fishing anyway, so I was fishing about, I don't know, 1.5 foot, nothing sort of great depth wise. I was using quite light baits, so I was just resting on top of the on the weed. Yeah, and that first pike, it was really badly damaged with fin rot. Now, this place doesn't get looked after as far as I'm aware. There are park wardens, they go around collecting litter and all that kind of thing, but I don't think the environmental agency really look after that lake or those lakes. Those lakes are thousands of years old, going back to the Julius Caesar times. Hence the reason Seas as well, where the start of the River Ravensbourne runs into the Thames, which I've gone into on my first Keston Pond video. So yeah, had that first pike, put it back, got it back quickly. I think you probably get a lot of noddies up there. It's free fishing, so you get a lot of noddies up there. Don't really handle the pike very well. One thing about that pike I didn't state is the first pike, as well as the fin problem, the fin rot, which there was drips of blood coming off of actually. There's nothing I could have really done about it apart from get it back into the lake. I don't really know what's caused it. I mean, I'm familiar with fin rot with my aquatics knowledge, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to do a bit more research on that. It's the first sort of badly damaged one I've caught from that lake. And also the mouth, the way someone chins it, they've chinned it so tight, and it's been caught quite a few times. It's almost, the chin, when you go to chin it, it's almost like a handle. It's like a ready-made handle under its chin for you to chin it. So that fish has been caught a hell of a lot of times. Anyway, it was finished, but it wasn't too bad. Went back fighting fit, had a good feed, snapped up my bait. I can't remember what bait it took. I think it was either a smelt. I think it might have been a smelt. Yeah, so got that fish back. A couple of hours later, had another one, which was really nice. Now, the second one was pretty similar to the one I caught on the first video. It was very, very dark markings with very, very vivid spots underneath, very lemon spots. Absolutely beautiful fish. Absolutely love catching that one. Didn't give me much of a fight, but sometimes you don't get fights from them. I was fishing in quite shallow water. I mean, did have a couple of surging runs, but yeah, my rods kind of cope with it. To be honest with you, I'd like to go up there with lighter tackle. And maybe people might think that's dicing with death and you shouldn't really scale down pike gear. And I agree with that, you shouldn't. But I feel I'm experienced enough to maybe get away with using something a bit more scaled down, slightly smaller specimen rods. Certainly for one thing, I need to get some 10-foot pike rods. There's something I've been sort of speaking about for the last few months. I really need to get some 10-foot pike rods. Something where I can travel with them a lot easier, a lot more manageable. And on a lake that size, you don't need nothing of 12 foot. A 9-10 foot would be perfect. Even a heavy spinning rod, if you was to set it up as a bait rod. You know, it's fun fishing. It's not something to be taken too serious. By all accounts, the pike do go over 20 pounds in there. There's certainly probably, well, I know there's 17s and 14s and 15s and that in there. And I think, yeah, I could probably even catch a PB there. My PB's not very big at the moment, but I definitely need to think about getting some type of smaller rod for this kind of situational fishing. Because those 12 foot 2 3/4 are perfect. They do the job. You know, most pike anglers would use them for most situations, which I would do, but for travelling purposes, I need to get something a bit shorter. I think getting on a bus with those was an absolute nightmare. If I had shorter rods, I could also get up onto the second deck as well. So, like I do with my 9-foots when I go to the Thames. Trains and tubes are not too bad. It's the buses that are a nightmare. Anyway, that's being said basically. One thing I have thought about, other than filming, I mean, I've been filming on this camera and I've been trying to keep the battery really warm. So I've actually been taking the battery out at the time I was doing a little bit of filming, put it in my pocket and sort of rubbing it with my hands just to try and keep it warm. And I've got that little bit of extra power out of it. So what I might do is, because I'm not flush with money at the moment, and because my job, which I seem to be talking a lot about, has been pissballing me about, I thought I would have started this weeks ago, but for whatever reason they're really pissing me about. But it's such good money, I can't afford to tell them up yours, basically. So, you know, I really want to work for them. I'm going to call them tomorrow and try and see what's going on, because I've got to make them realise I'm not happy with the situation at the moment. So, yeah, in terms of buying equipment, I've got to sort of back off a little bit until I can start earning a few readies. But the camera situation as example, I do want to get a new camera. I have got a camera for sale, so I've got a 5000D which I'm going to sell on, and then use that profits from that to buy some sort of camcorder, just a workhorse camcorder to keep me going until I can get myself a better DSLR with a flip screen. So, and I also want to get a GoPro as well at some point, so I can cover different angles. But I want to get a workhorse camcorder like a Sony C4 5X or something like that, which it's about 150 quid, and it'll do me perfect for a while. I think you can film for about 3 or 4 hours on it continuously. So I think for just doing blogs for the next couple of months, I want to try and get my hands on one of those if I can. Tackle. So one thing I have thought about, and which was really good about this session, is hooking arrangements and hooks. Now I've touched upon it before in other videos, like my bait video and chase making video, and I'm really thinking about moving away from Jardine snap tackle double hooks. I'm really considering coming away from that. Both my fish were caught on double partridge. Now the double hooks you've probably seen as well. It's like one big single and then a tiny little small one on the back. And that's for sort of putting into the bait. And I caught both my fish on it, and they were both caught perfectly in the mouth. And it was so easy to take the hooks out. And I think the hook's big enough with small baits that you shouldn't miss a run. So, you know, I had 3 runs. One was dropped before I even got to the rod, so I picked it up, moved. I gave it a bit of time and it dropped it. So that wasn't nothing I could have done about that. But the other 2, first time hit, first time played, first time on the bank. So I've got the instinct to getting the fish back again. I've got 3 months, well less than 3 months now, till March. I want to put in as much time as possible for piking. I don't really want to think about anything else. The weather's starting to get cold, starting to kick in, so on milder days, any days that I'm free and I possibly won't be working, then I'm going to try and get up there for a few hours, even if it's just for 3 or 4 hours. Next trip I'm thinking of going up there and using a lure rod to do a little bit of lure fishing, and I might take my Specimen perch rod. It's not a perch rod, it's called a specialist, Fox Specialist rod. You've seen me using the perching videos for live baiting. I might even take that up there, or a barbel rod, and use that. Maybe just put a little dead bait in the margins while I do some fan casting with lures. Now the lakes are not massive, so there is no point you walking around the lakes lure fishing all the time. I think you're best plot up in one little spot, just give it little fans, because I think the fish move quite well in such a shallow area. Just fan it around, fan it around, fan it around, give it maybe 45 minutes to an hour, then move, and then take your bait with you and put your bait in and do something like that, or just have a little fan around but still leave your bait in there so you still got a rod fishing. So I think I might do that next time I go, possibly. So rather than fish 2 rods, fish 1 rod and then 1 lure rod, and then alternate between the 2, that kind of thing. But yeah, sorry, I'll just completely come off subject. Going back to the hooks. So that single hook with the double on the back, I'm thinking of moving on to them. And I also like using single trebles as well, especially for float fishing. Now the reason why I like the double hook is because obviously you feel you get a better rate of hook up, and I think a lot of it will come down to bait size and bait choice. If you're using quite a large mackerel like you've seen me use, there's no way you're going to get away with using a single with that. So I think it's down to bait size, bait choice, that will determine if you're going to use double hooks. Now I tend to use double hooks originally for most of my fishing, even on small baits. What I'll do is I'll just shorten the gate down and use smaller hooks. But I don't know, something's sort of pulling me away from that a little bit now. I think my fishing's moving on, that I'm starting to consider making things a lot more easier on myself, and also less chance of the pike getting swallowed hooks and stuff like that. So, you know, hitting the runs a lot quicker. So I'm going to move over. I'm going to still use my double hooks, but I'm going to use them less and less. I'm going to use them less of the time and more when the situation calls for it. So I'm going to start making, I'm going to knock up actually later on, I'm going to knock up a load of singles, single trebles and double hook rigs. Maybe even a double hook rig, but I doubt I'll probably make many of those. And I also want to knock up some paternoster rigs, because that's probably something I'm going to start using. I mean, I use a paternoster. I think you need to use it for certain situations. There's no need to use it for the sake of using it, but I think for video purposes, for filming purposes, I'll probably end up making a couple of those up, maybe even showing you how to do them, or showing you me fishing with them and then showing you how to make them. Because some people do get a little bit mixed up about paternosters and how they work and that, and what situation you'd need them for. So maybe I'll actually do a video on paternoster rigs, but it's not just for live baits, you can use them for dead baits as well. What it's good about is you can keep it above weed, which would be quite good situational. The only problem is that it depends on the length of the paternoster, because if I'm fishing in shallow water, you know, you've got to be careful because you've got to make the rig the right size so you don't get bite-offs. But it's something we'll go into in the future, and I'll go into it a little bit more in depth, but that's maybe another video for the future. I've got loads of video ideas coming up. Just putting them all into practice now. Problem is that I'm, like I say, I'm in limbo with this job, so I need to get that sorted more than anything. And once I've got the peace of mind of that sorted, and I've got money rolling in, then I can fish to my heart's content on days off and spare time I have. At the moment, I just feel so on edge. I don't know if I'm coming or going, and Christmas is now out of the way, so there's no excuse for any sort of not contacting me and letting me know what's going on. So tomorrow, like I say, I'm going to ring the job, find out what's going on, because I've got Job Centre on my back. I've also got People Plus on my back at the moment as well. And if I'm with this company, then they really need to start communicating with me a lot better and take me on. So that's where we are at the moment with job and fishing. So hopefully I'll get to go fishing at some point in the next week or two, depending on the cold snap and depending on what time I have. But just want to say this is my first video of 2016. Yes, I do tend to whittle on a little bit and be a little bit boring. I mean, you can always skip these type of parts of my videos. I don't mind. I do talk a lot. I do like to have a chat with the camera and with you guys, because there are people that do watch the whole video. Some of these videos are quite long I make, and I'm not sure how long I want this one to be, but it won't be like nowhere near as long as some of my other ones. But some people like to listen to what you have to say, and if you don't, or you find these bits boring, then just sort of fast forward them. You know, I don't feel offended. But some people like to listen and watch videos like me. You know, if there's a video on YouTube that's maybe an hour long, I'll actually sit and watch that hour-long video because someone's took the time to make it, and I'm just interested enough that I want to watch it. So it's entirely up to you, but if you'd like to give this video a like, it really does help me, and more so, give a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe. My videos are doing quite well in terms of the subscriptions now. They're going up, and also my Facebook. I have Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All the links are in the comment section below, and you can click on any of those, and you can sort of go to any of my media outlets as well as YouTube. But really, thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you on the bank sometime.